And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the finals. We made it. Right, so again, apologies for not having enough disk space at the time, so basically have to do the whole thing in retrospect, hoping I still remember what was going on at the time. So here we got like pretty sweet hands. It's not the best, it's not like very quick out of the border, but we got like a spread thug to lead with and enough lands to cast everything. So like on the draw. So if we draw some quicker action, if we go along, actually we don't. So I'm going to match like playing like lands the first few turns, nothing really exciting happening. Here's a herald. It's fine. So here we go. We can lead with the spread thug, which should be like a good counter against his 3/3 centaur, which it will eventually become. So at the moment things look pretty good for our. Okay, Runewing, it's fine, we can deal with that. Right, so our turn, we decide to attack here. See if he wants to take the damage or block. He decides to take the damage. That's free. We cast the is the Gold Gate here, because since there's nothing else we could cast. So might as well get the land up which must tap on any circumstances. Right, so he gets the Rombeck Rhino out, and this creature is a bane for my deck. I don't have any answers to this at all. The Forward Wheeler doesn't do anything, Traces doesn't do anything. And quite a few creatures, when I unleash them, can't actually block. So Rombeck Rhino is a big issue for me. Right, so there's no reason to attack, because like 3/3 can't possibly defend itself against like a 3/4. So since I don't have any answer against this Rhino, I decide to hold back the Crackler or any other cards for that matter, and instead do a Thought Flare end of his turn, just to dig for answers. Unfortunately, he gets Nightly Feather on this Rombeck Rhino, which means I got even less answers than none in my deck to deal with this. So from here, the game pretty much goes downhill for me. I take a ton of damage. So use a Thought Flare to try to find like for any possible card could potentially help. Unfortunately, I find none. So here I get down the Guild Mage, get a Crackler out, to unleash. Funny enough, I should probably not have done that since there's no reason. I need to deal with Rhino before I can actually think about attacking. So again, no attacks, keeping up the is a charm when necessary, but he simply attacks with all his creatures. Basically have to block his Rhino just to like reduce the amount of damage he does. I use here the is a charm to deal with his Runewing, since the only creature I can't block. So he gets to draw a card, I get onto my life and lose a creature. So again, there's no real answers I have here at the moment. So use Forward Wheeler with his Knights, and here every turn I'm simply going to trade creatures with him. Or not trade, like lose a creature to him. In this case the Void Wheeler as he attacks again. Yeah, so you got like Artery Rim, it's good to know. So do you have a Atomic Crusher, which in combination with another creature would have been fine to do a deal with him. But since it's like two powerhouse now on the field, like Archweaver and the power up to our Rombeck Rhino, there's nothing really I can do here. So trade creatures here, take 5 damage, and basically myself going as much as I can, but eventually you got 2 creature attack and that's the end right there. Oh no, wait, it seems like Annihilating Fire. But yeah, so I do draw the Skyline Predator, but don't really want him to know about this card. And in hindsight, I should probably have stopped like a long time ago, realizing I don't have an answer for his Rombeck Rhino. And then not show him like Annihilating Fire, or Terminal Crash for that matter. So that's the first game, which was quite dreadful. So in response, I sideboarded in a cancel, since I figured the only way for me to deal with this Rhombic Rhino is by counter magic. I don't have creatures which can deal with him properly. So move on to game 2. So we packed ourselves up with I think 2 counter magic, Folder Gavel and Cancel. I think those are the 2 I got in. So we got 3 counter magic: Syncopate, Folder Gavel. Oh no, what I'm talking about is a different deck. Sorry, it's Cancel and Syncopate, only 2 I have. So seeing Syncopate in my opening hand puts me a little bit at rest. So I decided to keep this hand. And it's not a great hand by any stretch of imagination. And otherwise, other resources probably should just like mulligan. But luckily we do draw like a Frostman Weird, which is an excellent second turn creature to play. He gets a nasty Guildmage out. After he gets enough land, he can simply control the battlefield by detaining my creatures or giving his creature evasion via flying. So, pretty nice prospect. I take a Frostman Weird and simply pump the Frostman Weird to the max. So, I got nothing else to play, and I would gladly have killed him, but obviously he doesn't block and instead takes 4 damage. So, on his turn, he gets all his colors out and puts down a Seal of Secrets, which at a time I think like, well, do I leave my Frostman Weird back for a Seal of Secrets? But I kind of decide like, well, I kind of need to raise him, because once he reaches like 5 lands, I can use the Detain there's nothing much I can do from that point on. So I decide like, well, I'm just going to attack and raise him best I can. So again, takes another 4 damage, down to 12. We do the same, and he actually gets card like benefit of cards. He should probably not have played a Garden Temple that soon, since he should just have the Seal of Secrets, get his card, and then decide what to do with it. Right, so he picks a card. However, got no plays, which is good for me. Although I could have like counter magic up potentially. So I got like a really good draw, Annihilating Fire, which allows me to deal with his Guildmage. So here I decided not to attack with the Frostman Weird. Keep it back to deal with his Steal of Secrets if he comes along still. I was debating like whether or not was a misplay on my part here, but I think if I was playing Annihilating Fire now, I'm keeping up enough mana for Syncopate. So for me holding back and holding mana up, it's totally realistic. If I would have attacked, not pumped this the Weird and keep 2 mana up, he would know for certain this counter magic up. So I kill his Guildmage before it actually becomes active, which is good. And I keep enough mana up for Syncopate, or should it should like tap out and cast like a massive spell, like a Friend of Rhino. As cute. Right, so here I was quite happy with this play, since I get big of his single biggest threat I've seen to date, which I can't deal with. So with Syncopate, get exiled, and I don't ever have to see it again in my life, which is good. He can't attack, and we are pretty much on the ball here. So here I'm not going to attack. I don't want him to gain any more card advantage, and instead put on the Bloodfray Giant, unleash it, which might have been a mistake. I should probably have attacked with the Frostman Weird, deal his 3 damage, bring him down to 9. Not unleash the Giant, because he could have the Celestial Charm, which can outright kill any creature with toughness of power 5 or greater. So me not attacking and unleashing the Giant here is, I would consider, a misplay on my part. So his turn, he comes out with Nightly Feather, makes his Steer 4/4. So he has no reason for me to block him. I take 4 damage, give him like another card to play with. But on my turn I do have like a counter for this, it's the Void Wielder, to send his Steal Secrets back. an attack with quite a bit of damage here. So seriously, let's go back to his hands, and here we start attacking. So it said not to block, so therefore I decide to pop my Frostborn Weird as much as I can. And now he faces quite a doing prospect and needs to think fast, but he's going to answer against my team. And we win the second game, which is good, despite the slight misplayers I made there. On to the last game. Here we go. So my opponent decides to go first. We got a okay hand. We got our counter magic, which is pivotal in this matchup. We got both our lands, and we got Is a Charm to cycle should we need a rise. So it's not brilliant, but decided to keep this hand. Luckily, we do draw. We do like our lands, so that's not an issue here. So keep my lands open for this Charm and Syncopate, and just let the opponent leads where it goes. So keep on drawing land, which is for me is excellent. So there's nothing to play, so we just allow our opponent to come up with whatever he wants to. But it seems our opponent's also very slow on in this particular game, which just suits me. So we just keep on putting lands down until we can go with the Tenement Crasher. And I expect my opponent must expect like some kind of counter magic. So here it goes. He goes Steal Secrets, which I decide to let resolve because I can easily deal with his stealer. That's no problem. So here I decide to take the stealer with Is a Charm, just because I don't want to waste any resources on my turn to deal with it. So you got like a Bloodfray Giant, which I decide to put down. Just put like some form of pressure on the board, but again, I lose again, and he could have Slash and Charm in his hands. So it's kind of like a tricky play I put down here. It doesn't have the Rhino, unfortunately. So it has the Herald, which doesn't really do much against a Bloodfray Giant. Just because it has Trample, so you still take the full amount of damage. So here I decided to take initiative. Instead of like waiting for him, I cast the Tenement Crasher, and now he's got 2/5/4s, one with Trample on the field to contend with. So here we simply start. He casts Downsize, making creatures like 1 toughness creatures, which buys him a turn, but still it's not enough to. Yeah, still like not enough to actually hold off the offense which is coming. Especially since it's got like Syncopate in my hands and Trace Instinct. We're looking like pretty good here. So attacking, he does the old Centaur trick. But still like a 3/3 is hardly something to hold me back. Even like a 2/4 is not going to do much. So on his turn, he got the roundback Rhino in, but again, we got Syncopate ready for him. So the biggest threat he could come up with is yet again countered, luckily. He doesn't attack, even though he could have attacked with the Hospital Patrol easily, but decides not to for some reason. Right, so now we're like in a really good position. We could trade Instinct one of his creatures, attack him, drain his life, and kill this other creature if we do here. So he's forced to block, otherwise he goes to -2 and loses the game. So he's going to lose his Hospital Patrol and go down to 3 life. And we got like a Spreader Thug in the waiting. And this is pretty much a game over for him. He's got 1 creature, 3 life, and we got whole field against him, and he concedes. So that's the finals. Sorry again for not being able to record this live, but hopefully the next ones will be again. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.